My employer didn't pay me for 3 months, and when I asked, this is what I have been replied. Hey, I just moved into a new company last February and I was doing freelance project-based payment work for their clients, and on the first month they paid me way less and said at this moment we would only be able to pay you this much, and when I join for full-time they would be giving me a full-time salary. Till then this would be the best we could do. After couple months there were no payments initialed from their end, but I was handling multiple responsibilities. Since the freelance project-based role was remote, I wasn't aware about the same, and when I asked about the payment, they told they won't be able to pay for the work that I have done since the client is not satisfied with the work. They told me only when I ask for the payment, which is after a month. Then when I visited the office, they suggested me to work for them full-time so that they could compensate for the work that I have done so far. After joining I found out I have to work over 10 hours every day, and it physically affected me after 2 weeks. I informed the same to my boss and they said, it's not possible to reduce the work time unless I settle for a lower payment, which indeed would be a great loss. Speaking of salary, they offered me 35k INR per month for doing 1. Video editing for social media and ads. 2. Carousel designs for ads. 3. Multiple page WordPress websites. 4. CMS websites using Framer Webflow. 5. Automations and tracking. 6. Building and optimizing CRM. 7. Setting up clients' DNS and workspace accounts for the same. For all these things they were promised to give me 35k. Anyway, I have worked for them even on Sundays and some days till 3-4 am, which I felt totally unfair, and now that I have told them I would be quitting this month, they told I was on their notice period and won't be able to pay me anything, as they don't pay to people who are on their notice period. Since I had to move to a place near to office, I had to spend more money for taking rent and other expenses. Along with it, I'm under big debt now. I felt totally cheated and being used, since I was the one who built their entire business's online presence and setting up their Google business so that they would be able to generate leads, clients. What should I do about the same? Edit: since this is India, none of the conventional rules apply. You could consult a lawyer better versed in these things. Scamming you. Find a new job and recoup the losses if possible. I'd ideas job market or laws, but I do know this type of predatory behavior. When it reaches a point you can no longer tolerate, they will let you go with nothing. Clients being dissatisfied with the work is not a reason to not pay you. You did the work for them, not the client. They accepted the work and passed it along. Otherwise you'd be getting paid directly from the client, and the clients would have told you they were dissatisfied. If you are working freelance, you need to own it. Write invoices, follow up, and fight for your rights. Understand what laws apply. Don't just take their word for everything. The first rule of freelance: if someone doesn't pay you what they owe you when they owe you, you immediately stop doing all work for them. You got scammed. Sue. If there is such a thing, find a lawyer that can help you sue them. Give him all details and proof. Promise him something like 20 of whatever he can recover for you. You need to start doing 2 things if you are freelancing, as this happens often across the world. Client unhappy with work not paying most of the time. If you investigate, they are still using it or are using the structure with some additions. Also, depending on your skill set, you may want to start creating some backdoor entries to shut down what you are creating. Being in India, I'm not familiar with IP when it comes to coding language, but that may be worth looking into, as no work without written guarantee or at the very least email. Not surprised to read that this is in India. An unfortunate situation. Do you still have access to everything? If so, remove every single bit of work that you've done. For the future, always have a way to shut everything down if you're not paid. How did you go more than 2 weeks without getting paid? Keep working. Like seriously, when my job switched payroll providers, they missed paying us on a Friday. When my check didn't hit, I literally didn't show up to work and told my boss I'll start working once I'm paid for the last 2 weeks. And I'm a VP of a tech company. 3 months of no payment and you still have them work afterwards? Yeah, that's an idiotic move. Cut your losses. Stop working and look elsewhere. Get a contract in place first. If you aren't paid the first time you stop providing them with work product. You don't work more. Stop giving them work and find a new job. You been scammed and won't see the money by giving them more. I'm sorry, no info on other countries. I don't care about the country. The moment I don't get paid I don't work any further until I get paid what I already worked. Stop giving them your labor and contact someone who knows how the law benefits you in this situation. You are being scammed. It's India so the culture may vary. But I had a client that always had excuses for payment. Even sent fake deposit screenshots. It will never ever get better. Cut your losses and run. Your first mistake was not signing a contract. As you are freelancing you need to get a signed contract or deal memo. Even as a freelancer you can create this if the company hasn't given you one and ask them to sign it before work begins based on the agreed upon amount. This is your documentation if you ever need to sue them. Your second mistake was continuing to do the work after only getting a partial payment. Your third mistake was not getting full back pay before taking on full-time 10-hour days. Take this as a lesson learned and if you haven't quit already, do that shit now. I think if the client was genuinely unsatisfied with the quality of work, and refused payment, this would have been relayed to you prior to you asking why your salary isn't being paid. A company that misses a paycheck isn't worth any promises. Delete your work product. They are thieves. Shut every bit of it down, and delete all the work you did. They didn't pay you for it. Delete all your work and leave. Locate a heavy iron rod. If you ever cross paths with one of them again in a dark alley, patiently instruct them on the merits of respecting labor. I'd tell you to seek out an employment attorney who works on contingency, but apparently lawyers working on contingency is illegal in India, which seems insane to me. Sorry this happened to you. In the future, do not freelance work without an express written contract. Sorry to say but this one is on you. You should have stopped doing any further contract work when they failed to pay you the agreed upon rate. I don't know the laws in India but I would consult a lawyer. Contact a lawyer and find out what you need to be doing. They are never going to pay you. You got suckered. Since you are from India, here is what I suggest. 1. Go to police with a record of all your work hours if you kept a log, and I hope you did. Without police help, you are not getting what you are owed. 2. Take down the websites and remove all the products you created for them until they pay you for your work. 3. And next time make sure you find work with a legit organization and learn from this experience. Tie them up and burn them until they give the routing and account numbers. Then pay yourself what is owed. Post on our India and you'll get India-specific advice. Sweatshops like these are not unheard of and there are protections for you. But post there and also legal advice subreddit for India. I have told them I would be quitting this month. They aren't paying you and don't have any intention of ever doing so. Why keep working for free? Just stop going to work. If you are a freelancer you aren't quitting, you are firing them as a client. Don't worry about being blacklisted. You have the knowledge and experience gained from the job. If anyone asks just say the company wasn't financially able to pay its employees, and that is why you are looking for a new job. Are there any lawsuits pending against them? Or any place people can check opinions on them? It will be silly if they tried to blackmail you, if there's a recorded history of their actions. Yes, you were cheated. Unless you got a contract in writing, good luck with your struggle. You should have quit after 1 month of non-payment. This doesn't help with your current predicament but is a great place to secure clients and a payment system that is more reliable. Good luck and sorry this hail on you. Do you work at Mar-a-Lago?